Hello again, everyone. In this demo, I'm going to teach you how to use geoprocessing tools. In previous demos, we went through how to use some interactive tools for you to explore your data in ArcGIS. In this demo, we're using geoprocessing tools to transform our data, to answer our questions. To give you an analogy, a carpenter might take some nails and some wood and using the tool of a hammer might turn that into a basic structure. Or an accountant might, using an Excel spreadsheet that's a budget, use functions to find the remaining amount of money that you have. In GIS, we take our geospatial data and run it through similar geoprocessing tools that take our input data and turn it into our output answers. To begin with, I'm going to add some data to my map document. You already know how to do this, so I'm not going to walk through it step by step. I'm going to select the two feature classes here, North America and South America, because I want both continents added to my map document, and they're currently in separate feature classes. And in green, I get North America, and in purple, I get South America. Since a really common question for new GIS users is, where did that data come from? How do I get data? I want to let you know that I downloaded this data as part of a free worldwide data set of world borders from thematicmapping.org. Now, I can explore and zoom in and out and select features just like we've done in the previous demos, but let's say I want to manipulate this data to get some answers out of it. In this case, just a really simple operation is what I'm thinking of. I want them to become one feature class now. Maybe I want to send it off to somebody, or maybe I want to have one set of features that I can use as the base for my analysis. So I'm going to merge them into a single feature class. To begin with, I need to bring up ArcToolbox. ArcToolbox is this little icon here, or available under the Geoprocessing menu as ArcToolbox. If I click on it, it brings up a pane on the right called ArcToolbox. And there are many toolboxes inside of ArcToolbox. Each has its own theme and set of operations that it specializes in running. I'm not going to give you a full tour right now. If you would like to find out more about all these tools, you should take some of the follow-up courses to this one, because we're going to go a little more in depth into how to run and the different types of operations that each of these tools can do. For now, though, I'm going to go find the union tool, which takes features in one feature class and features in another feature class and joins them into a single feature class for me. And I happen to know, in this case, that it's under Analysis Tools and the Overlay tool set. So we have a toolbox here, and then we have a tool set inside of a toolbox, and then we have tools, the little hammers here. And here's the union tool, and I can just double click to run it. If you, like me, commonly don't know where in ArcToolbox your tools are, instead of opening ArcToolbox, I can open the search window using this icon or going to Geoprocessing, Search for Tools. So if I couldn't remember that it was under Analysis Tools and then in the Overlay toolset, I could click Search and I'd get another pane here. I'm going to minimize the Geoprocessing tool for now. And I could type Union here and the tools would come up. And if I click here, it will open the tool. And if I click here, it opens the help. Click here on the description. And if I click down here on the bottom where it has the path, it opens ArcToolbox to that location for me in ArcCatalog. So there are a number of ways to find a tool. In this case, I already have the union tool open, so I'm going to bring that back up. And first let's take a quick look at the interface here. So I have a number of boxes on the left, a number of controls here, and then on the right I have some information. That probably won't be showing by default for you. If I click Hide Help, this might look more like what you see. But I highly recommend clicking the Show Help button, and then you get contextual help as you're working through geoprocessing tools. When we're working with these tools, they usually have some set of inputs they want and some set of outputs. The union tool's telling us what it does on the right here and showing a graphical example of what's going on. And this is kind of what we expect. We have two overlaid features, and it's going to pop out and it'll manipulate the features so that they come out as distinct features in the final data set. And we can select our input features that we want to union together, either from this drop down here. I can click North America, and my computer will eventually add it to the control. Or I can click on the table of contents over here, and I can drag it into the control, and it'll add it there. And then if I had other stuff on my hard drive that wasn't in the current map document, I can click the open button here and go browse for it and add it from there. So I can really work with all kinds of data. It doesn't have to be stuff that's already in my map document. And however you see best to add it to the control is going to work in this case. So I now have both North America and South America as my input features. And then for my output feature class, it gave me a spot in the default geodatabase for this map document. And it just named it one of the input features _ union. I'm going to change that name to Western Hemisphere continents. So if it helps if I spell it correctly. And then I'm going to ignore the rest of these features. If I was confused about what they did, I could click on them. And then over here on the right, it's going to tell me about what these features do. We don't need them in this case, so I'm not going to go over them because the point is mostly to just see how a geoprocessing tool works. Now I can click OK. And down here, I get a little notification that the union tool is running. And then eventually if I'm lucky, get a pop-up saying that it's finished with a green check mark. And I can click on it, and the geoprocessing results pane will pop up. I'm going to pull it off of here so you can see it a little better, and I'll dock it over here on the right and hide these other panels. And I can see the full process it went through. If I had problems, this geoprocessing results pane would help me understand what's going on. But I can see the inputs I put into it for input features, and then I can see all the messages that it gave me while it was doing it. In most cases, this doesn't matter, but it can be helpful to have. If I didn't click on the union tool pop-up when it told me it succeeded, I could go to Geoprocessing menu and then Results to bring up this same pane. Now, finally, we want to see what did the union tool actually do. If you notice, in this case, we have one set of blue features that is our union feature class. And in our table of contents, it gave us the result. So in addition to writing it out to that location in my default geodatabase that I specified, it puts into my table of contents for me so I could use it immediately. And those are all in blue, and I can visually confirm that that's all of the union features. And if I turn it off, I can see the other ones underneath it, or turn it back on. And if I wanted to, I could go take a look at the attribute tables of each to verify that the union features contain all of the features in North America and all of the features in South America. So that's the union tool, and that's how we do geoprocessing operations in ArcGIS. The main takeaway from this lesson is that geoprocessing tools help us take the input data that we have and transform it in some way to get the answer to our questions. We're going to be using these types of tools a lot more. They're the foundation of GIS analysis, and you'll see them a lot in the upcoming classes. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.